Hi, I'm Christopher, the creator of Avae, and in this video, I'm going to be going through some of the basics of Canvas to help you get started using Canvas immediately in your designs. Alright, so the first thing I want to show everybody is how easy it is to get up and running in Canvas and to get audio playing out of your system. So we'll go ahead and launch Canvas, and we'll create a new project. I'll label this project My Demo Project. And you can see it's brought up a new blank canvas for us. The canvas itself is prompting us to drop in an audio file or add a new element. And so I'll go ahead and launch my Finder window. And I'll drag in a new audio file. And you can see it's created a new audio element here on this canvas. This audio element's connected up to the system out, and it's connected up to the cued trigger. So all we have to do now to get audio playing is either hit spacebar or hit the play button. To kill it, all we have to do is hit the stop button or escape. And that's how easy it is to get audio playing out of your system in Canvas. All right. Now that we have audio playing out of our system, I want to take a step back and discuss some of the basic terminology of Canvas. So what is a canvas? A canvas is a collection of elements. Well, what is an element? An element is the basic building block of your show, which you can connect together to be able to accomplish your design. And so the way that we find our elements is down here on this element selector menu, and we can scroll right on this menu and see all the elements that we currently have built within Canvas, with more to come. So we can easily drag and drop directly from this menu and add new elements to the canvas, or we can right click on a canvas and add an element that way. When we add a new canvas, we get two elements by default. One is the cued element and the other is the system element. You cannot delete these two elements. They are always on every canvas. And the reason for this is because we assume that you want to use them for your show. The cued element corresponds to this canvas list. So the number of triggers that are in this cued element will appear here on this list. And that's how you would work with your play button or your space bar so that you can have your board op run a show. If you want audio to go out of your system, out of your loudspeakers, you would have to have it hooked up to the system element in order for you to be able to hear anything. If I didn't have this connected, I would then not hear anything out of my system. So now we need to edit an element. And there are multiple ways you can do that. You can do that by expanding an element and seeing its options within the expanded element, or you can go to the options menu to see all the features there. So the way that you can expand the element is by double clicking on any element. So this is the expanded view for a multi-track element, and we can resize it here on the handle and resize the waveform. This shows us more of a detailed view of this audio element. You can see we can see this whole waveform. We can even go and edit things such as like dragging it down a timeline or trim, front trim, rear trim. If we wanted to fade it out, we could do that, or fade it in. Whatever we want to do to this element. So you can do that by double clicking on the element or hitting the E key, and you can find that up here in the element menu, so toggle expanded. You can do that with any element, so here's the system, and you can do that on the cued here as well. You can see it was already expanded, so it collapsed it. And this is me hitting the E key. The other way that you can edit an element is through the options menu here. So for example, the multi-track element here has 6 different tabs. Each one does something specific. For example, the audio tab is how you could see the different tracks and edit each track. We could like mute and solo, change the start time, if we wanted to do it in a more text-based editor rather than the visual editor up here. So in Canvas, align is how you connect up one element to another element. And there are two different types of lines. There are control lines and then there are audio lines. And in Canvas, audio runs from east to west, so it runs from east to west, and then in control from north to south. So on any element, you'll see north will always be a control inlet, south will always be a control outlet, and east will always be an audio outlet, and west will always be an audio inlet. And you can see here on the audio element or the multi-track element that there is no audio inlet because it just plays audio files, so it doesn't have any input to it at all. You can edit the audio lines by clicking on this crosspoint editor button here in the middle, and this will show you how the line itself is patched. And you can think of the audio lines as snakes. So it's not just one cable per channel. That line carries all the channels that you'll need in it. So for example, this is a stereo audio file going to a stereo output. And so it's a 2x2 matrix. If we wanted to only listen to the right channel, we could turn off channel 1. If we only want to listen to the left channel, we could turn off channel 2. So on and so forth. Same with the control lines. And so the only addition to a control line that you have is this wait, so that when you fire or send control data down this control line, it can wait a certain duration. So that's the basics of lines. If you wanted to add a line, you can just click on an outlet and then click on an inlet, or vice versa. You can also, I'll delete this one. You can also select an element and then command click on any element's opposite inlet, and it will automatically add all the lines for you. And this is really handy when you have a lot of elements that you want to connect up to one port. So one of my favorite features about Canvas is the palette menu. So you can come down here to the Canvas menu and hit this third button, and that will open your palette menu. Now, remember when we saved the project immediately upon opening? That's because when you import an audio file into Canvas, we go ahead and copy it over into your project file. And you can preview all the audio files that you've imported into Canvas here in your palette menu. You can also add audio files directly into your palette menu just by dragging and dropping from your Finder window. You can also come in here and add a folder and organize these audio files however you want. So we can rename this music. And so I could put my music files in the folder and add a second folder for SFX. And we can organize our project however we want to. One of the other things that you can do in your palette menu is preview your audio files that you have imported. So we can set up which output card we want to use, which I'm going to go ahead and use the built-in output. And then we can, whatever audio file we currently have selected, I'm going to select the dog barks. We can hit this play button and preview that audio file. Let's listen to the thunder. So you can see that's really great, because if we wanted to have a headphone jack down at our tech table, we could have it come out of the built-in output instead of the sound card that we're using for our show. So we don't have to annoy directors and actors at the same time as we're trying to build our show. And then, you know, easily drag and drop it from the palette menu directly onto your canvas. So that's the basics of Canvas. That's everything you need to know to get up and running with Canvas immediately. I'm really excited to share this product with you and really hope that it helps make your designing more intuitive and more fun. As always, you can find us at Avae.io, or to find more videos like this, follow us on Facebook. I hope that you enjoy Canvas, and I'll see you next time.